Everything I wanted, 'cause I deserve it. I deserve it. Ooh, everything I wanted, I'ma get it. 'Cause I deserve it. I deserve it. I deserve it. Everything I wanted, I'ma get it. 'Cause I deserve it. I deserve it. I deserve it. Ooh, everything I wanted, I'ma get it. 'Cause I deserve it. I deserve it. I deserve it. Everything I wanted, I'ma get it. 'Cause I deserve it. I deserve it. I deserve it. Ooh, everything I wanted, I'ma get it. 'Cause I deserve it. I deserve it. I deserve it. Everything I wanted, I'ma get it. 'Cause I deserve it. I deserve it. I deserve it. Ooh, everything I wanted, I'ma get it. 'Cause I deserve it. I deserve it. I deserve it. Everything I wanted, I'ma get it. 'Cause I deserve it. I deserve it. I deserve it. Everything I wanted, I'ma get it. 'Cause I deserve it. I deserve it. I deserve it. Everything I wanted, I'ma get it. 'Cause I deserve it. I deserve it. I deserve it. Ooh, everything I wanted, I'ma get it. 'Cause I deserve it. I deserve it. I deserve it. Everything I wanted, I'ma get it. 'Cause I deserve it. I deserve it. I deserve it. Ooh, everything I wanted, I'ma get it. 'Cause I deserve it. I deserve it. I deserve it. Everything I wanted, I'ma get it. 'Cause I deserve it. I deserve it. I deserve it. Ooh, everything I wanted, I'ma get it. 'Cause I deserve it. I deserve it. I deserve it. Everything I wanted, I'ma get it.
What it do, y'all? This your boy Bubba checking in. This is the 80s Babies Conversation. I want to welcome y'all back. I hope y'all had a great Labor Day weekend. You know what I'm saying? And also, speaking of Labor Day, I want to give a shout out to those ASU Hornets for their win this weekend over Miles College. Shout out to them again. They second in the SWAC East. You know what I'm saying? So once again, shout out to Alabama State and those Georgia Bulldogs for they win this weekend too. Let's go Dogs. So yeah,
Shout out to Alabama State. Let's what it do. Bama State in the building. Bama State alum 2 times, and I'm so proud of Alabama State. It looks like we are that team this year.
Yeah, we got a hard challenge coming up for homecoming though. So you know, hopefully them boys show out again for homecoming. But like I said, shout out to the Georgia Bulldogs too again, and shout out to the boy Prince Ken for the song as always. And if you hadn't already did it, please go and subscribe to the channel, y'all.
Right. And
Please subscribe. Please subscribe. And speaking of sports, gonna jump right into it, sis.
Let's do it.
Speaking of sports, Margaret Court and Serena Williams.
Yes. So Margaret Court is, saying that, hey, I did it first, but nobody's talking about me. And also, I don't feel like Serena admires me as much as I admire her. So, I'm trying to figure out, like, is she trying to jump on this bandwagon centered around all the fame with the retirement to make herself notarized?
Right. I mean, honestly, of course Serena and this lady played in two different eras, of course, you know what I'm saying? As a matter of fact, the Open wasn't even around when this lady was playing. You know what I'm saying? The US Open wasn't even around when she was playing. So, I feel like the older players, and this with any sport, the older players need to realize that, it's a different game today. You see what I'm saying? It's just like people always saying, oh, they the greatest, Mike is the greatest in basketball, or, the greatest football player, Listen, these people were the great in their time. Serena is the greatest that we've ever seen in our lifetime. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know who Margaret is, for real.
I've never heard of her until now. And here's my thing. Don't jump on the bandwagon of Serena's retirement. Like, that's clout chasing to me. So she could have came out before Serena announced her retirement, re-highlighted all of her accolades. But let's not take any of this shine off her.
Listen to, sis, and not saying that this lady ain't relevant in tennis, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm not a big tennis fan, so I really don't know, much about all the great players in tennis, women or men. So I'm not saying that Margaret is not, relevant and not, a great player or was a great player. I'm just saying that Serena is the greatest that we've seen in our lifetime.
Yeah. And I also say this too. She's saying Serena doesn't admire, she said, Serena, I've admired her as a player. And then she goes on to say, I thought it was bad that Williams didn't mention her opponent more when she spoke. We were taught to honor our opponent. We respected one another. All right. She talked about her character. But then here's my thing. This is my thing. If Miss Margaret did not reach out to Serena when Serena was that teenager playing that sport, making a name for herself in the tennis world, she never invited her, come play with me or come to my tennis camp. Why do you want to be notarized so much if you had nothing to do with her grooming as a tennis player? Like, this is not your moment. I need you to have several seats and let this young lady shine, because Serena has been one of those tennis players. Although Miss Margaret may have more wins,
I think it's only one more. It's only one more.
Yeah, and Serena has been a tennis player that has crossed racial barriers and generational barriers. Everybody knows her name. So let this young lady have her moment and celebrate something that she's done. One, for the betterment of her own good, but for the betterment of women and girls of color, because this hasn't always been our sport. So Serena kind of put tennis on the map for people that were in her age bracket during that time. And even now, Black girls want to play tennis a little bit more because of Serena and Venus.
Right.
So I think Margaret needs to just have several seats on this one. Like, let me find out that she never invited Serena for some training. She doesn't need to speak on this situation at all. She needs to use her own platform.
I mean,
and make another name for herself.
You should just congratulate the girl and just, move around, man. Because I mean, at the end of the day, she's still, like I said, the greatest that we ever seen. So we really don't care about, Margaret. Rick, I don't, you know what I'm saying? And not being disrespectful, you know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, I never seen Margaret, do a backhand or none of that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like
one of her matches before ever.
Exactly. Like I said, I never heard of her name before, but that's because I'm not big in tennis. So like I said, I'm not saying that she's not relevant in tennis, but
I mean, yeah, this one is
as an athlete, we should just congratulate the Knicks if they, if they reach a milestone or they, get some kind of award or they retiree or whatever the case may be, we should, as an athlete to another athlete, you should just congratulate her. You know what I'm saying? Acknowledge her accomplishments and just move on, man. Like, because you know, at the end of the day, it's probably gonna be somebody that's gonna come and that's probably gonna be better than Serena. You see what I'm saying? And who knows? So, like I said, she should just congratulate the girl and just move on, man. I mean, it shouldn't even be that serious. You know what I'm saying? To even be bringing up in an interview, talking about, you know, admiration and all that, man. Come on.
Exactly. So, and also, there is a lawsuit going on with Drake, LeBron James, and Future. All right, dealing with this documentary called Black Ice.
Right. The lawsuit is for $10 million.
Hey, Aretha and Ashley. Glad to see y'all joining us again. Thank you for the support. Also, if you're on tonight, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Hey, Maxine. Hey, Auntie Gloria. Glad to have y'all with us tonight. And we have some others here too. Let us know if you're with us. Join us in the chat. So, they are being sued for $10 million.
Yep.
All right. This is according to some writers for the New York Post. They're being sued for $10 million because one of LeBron's business partners is saying that he actually had some rights to this documentary. So he wants a portion of the profits. $10 million. Hey, Fee Michelle. All right. $10 million is a whole lot of money.
Right.
So,
well, I think the guys that suing them, the guys that suing them, his name is Billy Hunter. Billy Hunter is suing them for $10 million.
Yes. So Black Ice is a documentary that tells the story about the Colored Hockey League between 1895 and 1925. All right. So he is suing them on the premise that the authors of the book struck a deal with LeBron James and Drake behind his back, right, after they were already paid $265,000.
Now he claimed, you know what I'm saying? He claimed he held, you know, exclusive property rights to produce the documentary.
Yeah, he's saying that they had already paid $265,000 for the rights, and then they come behind him and they strike another deal without him knowing about it.
Now LeBron, Drake, and them lawyers and stuff haven't commented on the situation yet, but
so they're saying that the documentary is a separate entity, right, and it wasn't within the parameters of their deal. All right, but Hunter is saying that they paid the $250,000 for exclusive worldwide rights to any audio visual version of the story.
Right, and he's saying that the documentary is a audio visual. He said that falls under that same, you know what I'm saying, guidelines. It's an audio visual, so like they don't have rights to it. So he hitting them in the pocket, man. I don't know what y'all think about that, but if that's true, then and he got documents that saying that, you know, they did this arrangement or they did this deal, then yeah, they finna have to come up off that money, y'all. And that movie was about to premiere. The documentary was about to premiere, I think.
Yeah, it was finished in 2014, actually. So this is just coming about after all that has happened. All right. How big of a number is 10 to you?
Depending
on.
The range, like 10. What do you mean?
You know, $10 is not a lot. 10,000, that is substantial.
Yeah.
But what about 10 babies?
Now that's just too many. That's just too many. 10 babies.
10 babies.
That's about $100 million.
So, Nick Cannon is expecting babies number 9 and 10. Now we can't say can he feed all those kids, because yes, he can. But
That ain't gonna be the problem.
What's the problem?
The problem is how he gonna be. The problem is how is he gonna be able to raise these kids and be active in 10 kids' lives, especially if they all by different women. I'm pretty sure they probably not all in the same area or state. So it's like somebody gonna get the short end of the stick at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? He gonna have some angry kids later on in life, probably. You know what I'm saying? Depending on how the moms is, you know. If he was able to move around like that, then these females they already know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? They already know what's going on. So it's like, how is he gonna raise these kids? How is he gonna be active, especially with all the stuff that he's doing? How are you gonna be active in these kids' life? You know what I'm saying? 10 kids' life. Like that's damn near impossible.
Yeah,
that is impossible.
So Keke Wyatt is expecting 10 too. And then people are saying exactly, you can't be there for all the kids. So, but he can take care of them financially. He can make sure they have the best of the best financially. And honestly, I feel like who am I to criticize? Because that's more than what a lot of kids have. Like
but being realistic, sis, that still ain't enough. You know what I'm saying? Women are always talking about anybody can give money. That's easy. We talk about that. We talked about that on previous episodes. Anybody can dish out money, but when it comes to raising these kids, being a father, you know what I'm saying, showing raising them up to be a man, and not saying he's not gonna be able to do it, but I just don't, I see it being real difficult to be able to try to be like physically in 10 different kids' lives. You know what I'm saying? Like that's hard, man. That ain't humanly possible.
Those people who are not in the house with you, they don't get the same thing that the kids in the house get. But I mean, we are not there, so we don't know if they're in the house with him or not. Some celebrities
got no 10 kids in the house with him.
You don't know. Some celebrities do a good job at keeping their personal lives private. So he could have a little compound where all the 10 kids come together. I mean, we don't know that.
Man, please.
Children need a father figure. I do, because I love my dad, and my dad was Superman to me. But to those other children who called him dad or he is their alleged father, I know they did not get the love that I received. Like, that's a fact, because they were not in the household with us. So, I don't.
Even like, I'm going to tell you, I know I got friends that, you know what I'm saying, and cousins that have multiple kids. You know what I'm saying? They don't have 10, but I have cousins that have 4 and 5 kids. You know what I'm saying? And
he interviewed saying that he travels between states just to take them to school sometimes and FaceTimes at other times. So he's trying to be a phenomenal father. So I do salute him for that. Like, I don't have any problem with it if he's being a good dad. I'm worried about the dads that don't take care of their kids.
He got the means to do that. You know what I'm saying? He got the money to be able to travel and do this and that. You know what I'm saying? But how consistent is he gonna be with that? That's the question. I mean, anybody could drop in once or twice a month. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's easy. We trying to see like how is he gonna build this physical relationship with 10 different kids.
But if he's flying to take somebody to school, like, he's trying to do that to the best of his ability. So if he's doing what he's supposed to do as a dad, I salute him wholeheartedly. And maybe he just wants to remember. I mean, he is really establishing,
I'm not knocking them, but at the same time now, y'all, we're going to get on real, because if it was me or anybody that y'all know with 10 kids, it don't matter what I was doing as a job. It don't matter what kind of effort I was putting forth to try to be with all 10 kids. The first thing y'all going to say, and everybody going to say, just like I'm about to say about Nick Cannon, like, man, you should have stopped a long time ago. You know what you're doing. Like, come on, man. Like,
after Mariah Carey, he's not married to any of them.
Exactly. So 10 kids,
them have multiple kids by him. So some of it he's on his Royal Oats, and then some of it he's having them by the same women. So I think he likes being a daddy.
Or he don't know how to throw it in reverse and come on up out of there.
Don't go in there if you ain't trying to have it. I'm just saying.
You don't know how to put it in reverse, man. He has no reverse gear. That's what the problem is, man. 10 kids. I don't care who you is. Superman will have a hard time flying back and forth for 10 kids. on a daily basis for 18 plus years, and they different ages. Come on.
Yeah, but if he can take care of them, I see no harm done. I'm
He can
sorry.
take care of them, but that's not
kids. I see no harm done.
man.
Now,
Listen, he can take care of them, but that's not the issue. The issue is that physical bond. Is these kids gonna be able to say, I really know my dad, or you know what I'm saying, I see my dad on a norm. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. That's hard.
I got a question.
You can't do it, but it's hard.
How do you want your child's teacher to look?
You say what?
How do you want your child's teacher to look?
Well, I want them to be pleasant on the eye, so when we go to these parent-teacher conferences, you know what I'm saying, we got
All right, there is it was talks about this New Jersey teacher. There were rumors that she was going to be parents were demanding that she be fired because of her physical physique. So she has this little bitty waist and this curvy body, the big old booty.
Yeah, she tough.
And parents are saying it's a little too much. It's distracting to the kids.
How old the kids is though?
It's elementary. It's an elementary art class.
Man, it ain't distracting to them kids. Them kids don't know that.
And she went live on Instagram under Toy Box Dolls the other day. And she said that her job is not in jeopardy because in New Jersey, it's illegal to fire someone because of their physique.
Right, and it should be. She can't help how she built, and she tough.
Toria just said that lady can't help how she's built. That's crazy. But in this sense, I think she has paid to be built.
It don't matter. It don't matter. Is she done paid for it or is she natural? It don't matter, man. That's her body.
Well, I know even when I go to work, you know, I see women sometimes wear short dresses, but if I wear a short dress, it's a problem because they're gonna say I got a little too much junk in my trunk for the short dress. But I feel I can't help it. So in the situation with this lady right here,
well,
like,
let me say this. Well, let me say this now. Even with her having a body like that, even you says, you know, with you knowing that you having the type of body that you have now, what you wear should be, you know what I'm saying, it should be, you know, you should think about what you're gonna wear to school, being a teacher and knowing that you have
I would make this appropriate and professional.
You know, so yeah, I mean, if she wearing inappropriate stuff to school with that type of body, then yeah, I can see how it'd be a problem. You know what I'm saying? But if she, you know, like the jeans, like she can't help that. She can't help that. She tough.
She cannot help it. But so I feel like, you know, the parents are kind of out of line. I think maybe some of the mamas could have gotten mad if the husbands want to go to the school a little more often.
Well, no, actually, I'm saying that what she has on is, I mean, is fine in my eyes. I mean, she can't help how she's built.
Ashley says she's wearing slacks and jeans. How much more professional can you get?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like she, I mean, she's in the dress code.
Okay, and then I also think that little kids, if it was at a middle school or a high school, I think that'll be different. But I think little kids, they don't care. They just love their teacher.
But listen, at the end of the day, even at a high school, you know what I'm saying? Now I know she'll get way more attention at a high school because she's dealing with older kids. But even then, I mean, I can see how it would be a distraction. But I mean, come on, man. When I grew up and I was in school, we had a couple of teachers that were bad.
Yeah,
I ain't gonna lie. Like we had some teachers that were bad, even in high school. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we knew not to say that, not to wait to them. But this is a different generation these days. You know what I'm saying? We would look and talk amongst each other as students, but we knew not to approach the teacher in no disrespectful way because, as a matter of fact, teachers back then ain't even play with you. You know what I'm saying? Like they ain't play. But these kids, it's a different generation of kids too. So, you know, these kids will whoop you. They'll jump on you as your teacher. So, sis, what you been teaching all your coworkers out there, y'all be careful because these kids are bad. You know what I'm saying? So you can't say the wrong thing or get you know, try to get these kids, you know, try to check them because they gonna buck back bad.
Well, I feel like you can't dress code kids and you're not in dress code. But if you're in dress code, no, you can't help your physique.
Yeah.
But older kids would say, an older kid will call you out. But these little babies, they don't care. They just love their teacher.
Well, first of all, let me ask you this. And it's just a quick question because I'm looking at the pictures. I just want to know who was taking the pictures.
But you know how parents gang up on teachers.
No, that was like she
told their kids to take these pictures in her class. Like kids have phones and watches that can take pictures. So all my teacher friends, be careful about what you say and do because their little smart watches can take pictures, and they are taking pictures with the phones while you're not looking. And this is what happened to this lady because she didn't take these herself.
No, she didn't. I mean, that one picture looked like she kind of posing. The one all the way to the right looked like she posing.
She probably took that one before work hours started. But the other one, she's teaching.
Yeah. And like I say, depending on the grade, depending on the age and grade that she's teaching, man, I mean, it shouldn't even be a problem. If they little kid, then these little kids, first of all, what are your kids doing, knowing about how she built and why she built like that?
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, it shouldn't even be in the vocabulary about what's sexy, what's too sexy, and what's not in the elementary school. So I think it's the parents have a problem with it. But
I guarantee you, it's all the female parents. All the female parents got a problem with it.
Yep, she does teach preschool. She teaches preschool.
Yeah, all the female parents has a problem with it. None of them, I guarantee you, none of the male parents complain about it not once. Matter of fact, she probably got a lot of male parents to come to the parent teacher meeting.
I know it's probably packed for that reason. So I mean, let's be thankful she's in the school system. All right, they say we don't really talk about men issues, so let's do it tonight. Are men valued in Black homes? That is our toss-up question for tonight. Are men valued in Black homes? So you go ahead and weigh in on this first, Black man.
I mean, I'm trying to dissect the question.
So, like, do you feel like Black men get enough in today's society? Do you feel like Black men get enough respect in their households? And like as a woman, I always say I want a man that's gonna, just be my peace. But like, can a woman be your peace? Are men dealing with issues that are unbeknown to us emotionally, psychologically, with existing or living in today's world? Do you feel like Black men are valued in households?
No, they not.
I'll weigh in the chat because this is a deep topic.
No, they not valued. They not valued. They not valued at all. For real. You know what I'm saying? What she say? Black men not valued in the homes anymore. First of all, because you got a lot of women that we always talk about it, trying to be bosses. You know what I'm saying? They not valuing the man. The man work in the house is kind of like 0 to none right now. You know what I'm saying? Depending on that woman. You see what I'm saying? It just depends on the type of woman in the household that man is in. You know what I'm saying? Because you can't do it as an overall because every household is different. You know what I'm saying? Greg said depending on how much he make. Yeah, and that's real. Now that is real, Greg. It depends on how much he make because some women gonna look down on a man that make less than her in the household, and she gonna do him any kind of way, treat him any kind of way, talk to him any kind of way. So yeah, that does have a lot to do with it. You know what I'm saying? Looking at the money, But even if a man, go ahead.
So my whole thing, so Tammy also said men definitely have the same or similar problems as Black women. But how do we know if these Black men are not telling us? And because he's a man, am I supposed to put the Black man on a pedestal in my household?
I mean, we don't tell y'all because it's not taken serious when we start talking about things like that. You know what I'm saying? Y'all don't take a woman ain't gonna take a man serious, or they're gonna look at a man as being weak. Or a lot of the time it be in our own heads too. I'm not gonna put it off on the women. You know what I'm saying? In our own head, we feel like if we open up and tell a woman, some of us now, majority of the men, I can't speak for all, majority of the men, a lot of them gonna feel like they weak if they open up to a woman and tell him how he feeling and if he got a problem with a situation, you know what I'm saying? And then even with that, some women gonna be like, oh, well, you a man, you supposed to, you supposed to, you know, yada yada yada. You supposed to be able to endure this, or you're a man, you supposed to be tough. You know what I'm saying? So we automatically looked at as being we gotta be tough. You know what I'm saying? So when it comes to stuff like that, you know, we're gonna look weak when we try to open up and tell a woman how we feel or what we going through.
And Tammy said that Black women have been, they couldn't get help with having a man in the house, so they have been trained to do it by themselves. And I see that Sam said they can't tell us, y'all can't tell us how y'all feel because we will use it later. Now I disagree with that because as a woman, I try to be as transparent as I possibly can.
That's not all women. Some women, that's not all women, sis.
With me.
That's not all women. Some women, like I said, some women gonna look at it as a weakness. And as soon as they get in an argument or a vulnerable moment for that man, she gonna bring it up and gonna try to belittle the man. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, depending on the type of woman you dealing with too, like I say, it depends. It shifts because depending on the people and the two people involved, you know what I'm saying, it shifts. You know what I'm saying? Because depending on the type of woman you got, you probably can't open up to her. You know what I'm saying? You probably can't open up to her and she won't look at it no type of way. You know what I'm saying? She'll probably understand and probably try to help you get through it, depending on the woman. But a lot of women, you know.
I like what Red said. He said men just aren't supposed to generate feelings naturally.
And that's real.
Deal with it and keep going. But I don't think that's to deal with it and keep going.
That's what I said earlier. We already looked at like we're supposed to be tough. We ain't supposed to show no emotion. So that's why we don't tell and come out and say that to the woman about how we feeling or what's going on and all that. Because at the end of the day, y'all gonna look at it like, man, you supposed to be tough. You a man. Suck it up. That's how we're gonna get looked at.
Oh, all right. So what are some things we can do for those women who have men in the household? How can a woman make a Black man feel valued? And men, I need y'all to drop this in the chat. How can a Black woman or any woman make a Black man feel valued in the household?
Well, I don't know. I feel like we should ask the women the question. And the women that got men out there, how do y'all make them feel appreciated and valued? What do you do? So we can share it with some of y'all, your other female friends, so they can try to, integrate that into their relationship.
Ashley said men need to be able to express themselves. It's not toxic too. I agree. I don't want my man pillow talking to nobody but me when I get a man. He don't need to pillow talk to nobody but me. All right. Listen. We got a man put listen. Treat them with respect and ask them how they feel.
But at the same time, even if you ask them how they feel, and a man tell you how they feel, and a woman, and he really, and it's not all women, but he tell a woman how he feel, and she laugh at it. You know,
make him feel special for my man. Make him feel special sometimes. Like do things for him. Make him feel special sometimes. Like let him know that he's appreciated. Those I appreciate you goes a long way. If somebody's doing something for you, if somebody's helping you make it from point A to B, then that I appreciate you. Thank you. I feel like that goes a long way too.
Right. Gotta give them a safe space to express all emotion. Real. But now it's easy. We all the women saying all of that. But when it's time to put all that emotion, y'all ain't using none of that stuff that y'all saying. That y'all ain't listening. Y'all don't want to hear it. And when the man do say something, you're looking at it tomorrow, you're gonna be calling him weak.
Exactly. Now this it's mail time. Let's see what mail we got today. All right, what's up, Raven and Bubba? I have a friendship situation that I am really trying to work through. So I have a strictly platonic male friend that has been my road dog since college. During the pandemic, his mother got diagnosed with cancer. He lost his job and had to care for 3 kids. I'm a single parent myself, and I would allow for him to come over and eat when I cook and spend the night on the couch when he was exhausted. All right. When he was exhausted lifting in the wee hours of the night in Atlanta, well, I decided to purchase a gun and showed my friends I never used it before. All right, it's a long letter. All right, it has to go to the next page. One day, my boyfriend bought me some bullets for the gun, and I go to retrieve it so he can show me how to load it. And then the gun is missing. Only 2 people knew about the gun. I called my homeboy and he tried to tell me to put it on my boyfriend. With me and my friend having the longer relationship, I stepped to my man about it and he said it wasn't him. So it had to be my friend. Well, I had to report the gun stolen and called the loss. Well, 2 years later, my friend hits me up apologizing for the gun situation. He claims his life was in danger and he had to take it. He also said God punished him for what he did and he is trying to make amends with me and wants to pay me back for the gun. I know why he didn't tell me and I feel betrayed. Although I still have love for my homie. I've been working on my spirit life and I want to be friends with him, but I don't trust him. I don't see how he could do that to me. I'm trying to see if he is a wolf in sheep's clothing or if he is really remorseful. Would it be safe for me to rekindle the friendship? Sincerely, Loyalty at Fault. Now, I'm sorry, he stole from her.
Yeah.
This stole for me, dog.
Yeah, let me tell y'all something, man. Let me tell you, I'm gonna be real with y'all. Now, we can come back from a lot of things, maybe even a lie. You know what I'm saying? We can come back from a lot of things, but when you go to stealing from me, you know what I'm saying? Especially something like a gun that could come back and get me into some kind of trouble. You know what I'm saying? Like if it's something like that, then I can definitely I can't trust you no more. You know what I'm saying? You need to stay away from around me. And then you come back years later and admit to it after when I asked you if you feel like with us being friends, first of all, you're not a good friend, you're not a real friend, because if your life was in danger, you could have told me about it and we could have figured out something then. You know what I'm saying? We could have figured out how we could have got you a gun. You ain't have to take mine, because what if my life was in danger and at the time or at some point in time, and then you just stole my gun and I ain't got no gun, and I get killed or get hurt, or me and my child in a situation where I'm supposed to have a gun and I don't, and you done stole it, but you done told me you did it. You come back 2 years later and tell me you know what I'm saying? And then you try to put it off on somebody else. You could have potentially
what she got going on in her household, trying to make her put it off on her man. That's not even a good friend.
Yeah, you could have potentially destroyed her relationship with her boyfriend over nothing. You know what I'm saying? Over a lie that you trying to cover up for yourself.
Yeah,
now,
that's what's up.
What if she had noticed that gun was missing and she had just went on about her business and he had done something with that gun and it come back to her? You know what I'm saying? Let's just say worst case scenario, he had done something with the gun, brought it back to the house and put it back, and she walking around with the gun and get caught up with the gun, and now she's like, well, the gun always been in my house, I haven't been, and he done did something with it. You know, you're not a good friend, bro. Like, that's a life and death situation. Like, you jeopardizing my well-being in my life.
Yeah, I don't think that's cool at all. Stealing from me, lying to me, that's too much in one friendship. It's time he gone. Like, that's not even a friend anymore. Cut off communication, leave him alone.
Like, I don't play that stealing. Like, if you steal, I can tolerate you lying. It depends on what the lie is, but stealing, you know what I'm saying? I just don't condone stealing, and like I just I work too hard for everything, and I don't steal. and I done been stolen from. You know what I'm saying? I done had guns stolen from me. I done had 2 guns stolen from me before, and it's like, it's a sense of, you lose your sense of security when something like that happens. You know what I'm saying? And it's like guns are high. It's not just like, oh, I can go buy a gun or I can just go get another gun. You know what I'm saying? They high.
Yeah,
and
a little
not only that, you know what I'm saying? You thinking about a gun, that weapon could be used to do whatever out there on the street. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, and it's traced back to you because it's linked to you when you purchase it.
But let me tell y'all something else too. To all the gun owners and people that plan on purchasing guns, the gun is for your personal protection. Remember that. It's not for show and tell. Now, if you got a trustworthy friend that you can trust to show your gun to and show you how to use your gun and be, you know what I'm saying, be able to handle that gun and be safe with it, then cool. But I see a lot of people all the time, even some of my friends, show their gun, they get new guns and they show them, they play around with them, they gotta have it out, showing it. You know what I'm saying? Those people are the main ones that not gonna use the gun when it's time to use it or when they need to use it. You see what I'm saying?
If it's for your protection, nobody needs to know where it is but you and the people in your house, kind of thing. So nobody needs to know your safe spot for your weapon except the people who live in your house. And your kids don't even need to know the safe place for your weapon. But another thing, and this is a little off subject, but now they have you can lock the weapon. You can lock the chamber. They have the gun locks that are fingerprint. You have to use your fingerprint to unlock them. So that may be a cool thing to invest in as well. But she told him too much when he was just a visitor, and she trusted him. He disobeyed her trust. What more evidence does she need to cut him off?
And I know some people are show and tell people by nature. You know what I'm saying? You just gotta show people your new toys or whatever it may be. If you're that type of person, just go get a safe. Go get a gun safe. Make sure your weapon is secure at all times. You know what I'm saying? Make it hard for them to be able to steal it. You know what I'm saying? So if you're gonna show it off, make sure you got a safe in your room, in your house, that you can go and secure that gun and ain't gotta worry about nobody stealing it. I ain't gotta worry about. That's why I keep mine on me personally all the time. Unless I'm asleep, you're gonna have to reach on my hip to get it. Like real talk, and that's gonna be hard to do. You know what I'm saying? So, and even with that being said, a lot of people wouldn't even be able to notice that I have it on me. You know what I'm saying? Because it's concealed and it's hidden for my protection.
Exactly.
It's my protection and yours. So yeah, like real talk though, man. Y'all get safes. Get a safe or something to keep these firearms. Not only is it gonna prevent them from being stolen, it's gonna prevent them from being in the hands of the kids. Or or thieves, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, make sure you get a safe and keep your gun secured, or hide it under the pillow, under the mattress, like granddaddy them used to do. Ain't getting it no more. Hide it behind some clothes. I ain't getting it no more. You know what I'm saying? Hide it in the glove compartment of the car, and that's another thing too. To all the gun owners out there, please, and I'm telling y'all this from experience, please do not leave your guns in your glove box in your car, because I'd have had 2 guns stolen from me doing it that way, even under your seat or wherever you may think it'll be hidden from a thief. Please don't leave your gun in the car, period, unless you're going into somewhere where you can't take it at that, you only gonna be for a little while. I strongly advise y'all not to put a gun or leave a gun in the car. If you out there watching right now, if you got a gun in the car, you need to go outside and get that right now. For real.
Yep, gotta keep them secure. All right. Have you ever been used before? Do you think you've ever been used?
Like
in a relationship? Do you ever think a female has used you?
Yeah. At some point, let me tell y'all something, and we can deny it all we want. At some point, everybody is being used for some reason. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just real. Now, we could dive deep into this, or we could just scratch the surface, you know what I'm saying? But to be real, at some point in every relationship, somebody is being used in some form or fashion, whether you like it or not.
I feel like I've been used before, but I don't want to be in a relationship where I feel like I'm being used. I feel like it should be some type of balance or some type of mutual exchange that makes this relationship beneficial for the both of us. But I don't feel like, oh, this person's getting more and I'm not getting enough. I don't think that's fair.
Right.
I think there needs to be a mutual exchange of, if you do this for me and I do this for you, and this is how we balance each other out.
But even before you get to that point, you know what I'm saying, somebody's gonna always be doing a little more than the other. And most of the time it's gonna be the man that's doing most, because like all the women say, oh, I need you to take me out. I need you to do this. I need you to do that. I mean, you can look at that as a form of being used. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all ain't gonna start out like we always say. We ain't starting out dating paying 50-50 or everything. Oh, I need this done for me, or I need, you know what I'm saying? We ain't starting out like that. So typically it's the man that's being used first off in the relationship. But then the first thing a woman is gonna say, oh, you just using me for sex. You just.
And I was talking to a friend today. He was like, what is the benefit of me being a woman's friend? Because I don't like being a friend, because they keep asking me to do stuff, or they keep asking me for stuff. I don't think that's fair if they're not doing anything for him. So I came up with some little things. How do you know if you're being used? All right, my first one is, you always pay. How do you feel about that one?
Yeah, that's being used. If you can't never pick up the tab or pay for things, then yeah, you're being used, man. That's like, I feel like at some point in time, you know, everybody need to be paying, contributing to anything that, you know what I'm saying? It shouldn't be no one-sided, oh, you're the man, you're supposed to pay for this. No.
And I feel like that's in a relationship or a friendship. I should not always be giving. At some point, it has to be reciprocated, whether that's in your relationship or your friendship. You shouldn't always be the one passing everything out. Sometimes some needs to fall on your plate too.
Yeah, and now let me tell you, even with that now, y'all, like I had to straighten both sides now. Even with that, you know, some people look at it like, oh, well, I paid. They look at the dollar amount of, you know, whatever they doing. They look at the dollar amount and they expect that same dollar amount of, you know what I'm saying, or in that range, they expect that same, or they expect that in return. You know what I'm saying?
And then another thing, if you throw something in my face, I'm out. I don't like people who throw stuff in people's face. Right. If you did something for me, it should be out of the kindness of your heart, and it should never come back up again. Right. If you wait till my weak moment or my vulnerable spot for you to say, well, you remember that one time I had to do such and such for you? Nope. You are not a good friend if that's what you're doing to your so-called friends, because friends don't do stuff for gratification. But I do feel like there needs to be an equal exchange happening somewhere.
When does that equal exchange start? Because like I said, in the beginning of a relationship, you know, it's more so the man putting out and doing more than the woman. And when does that woman, I guess, realize, or when does that woman feel like she needs to start going half or doing, you know, contributing too?
Well, you know, I'm a natural giver. So when I see somebody going hard for me, it makes me want to go hard for them. So if that man is cutting my grass for me and I'm not paying him for it, and I'm cooking something that's on the stove, I might come, hey, you ate today? You want to stop by and get you a plate? You know, that kind of thing. I think, you know, that is how you balance out the friendship. And, you know, if I shouldn't be like, I feel like you shouldn't always be the one making the first step. You shouldn't be the one, you know, doing all of the initiating of everything, whether it's paying, whether it's initiating the phone calls, whether it's the first one to text all the time. Like you have to wait on something to see, are they gonna think about me? Are they gonna do something nice for me?
Well, let me say this now. When it comes to texting, you know, I feel like we should be more lenient on that though, because like I say, you know, it you don't know how some people mornings are and what it takes.
Well, that's what I'm saying though.
Well, like, I know. I see what you're saying, but I was just saying, like, because I know a lot of people will be like, well, I gotta text her or I gotta text him every morning. Like, I gotta text them every morning. Some people job don't allow them to just be freely on their phone and, you know what I'm saying, in the morning. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta be considerate of that. If it works best for you to text this person in the morning, good morning, and you're free, then that shouldn't be a problem. If you know this person got a job that, you know, they may be hands-on or they can't just be around their phone like that, then yeah, I mean, you should trip. Well, why I gotta
what I'm saying is though, like, me and you, we communicate every day consistently. Then you fall off, you disappear for a month, and then now you want to show back up. Well, I don't want to answer the phone today because what were you doing that whole month?
Well, that's why.
But now somebody switched up on you and you lonely now, so you want to come back to where it's good at. No, that's not how it works. Don't use me when you're lonely. Don't use me when you don't have what you desire, kind of thing.
I feel that. But at the same time, I feel like don't be petty and talking about you ain't gonna answer the phone today. At least let a person be aware of the situation and the problem. And then if you don't want to talk after that, then that's understandable. Don't just not answer, because I feel like that just creates another problem. Then that's just some more material that we gotta argue about. You know what I'm saying?
The next one is they always need a favor.
Now if they coming out needy off the rip, then I'm gonna tell you the truth. Y'all got to get on up out of them, man. You need a favor. Now if they return the favor, then that's cool. But I mean, hell, can't nobody just keep handing out favors every day all the time.
And then my thing is, like, don't just calling me asking me for favors when you don't, like, call and check on me sometimes. What up, Raven? How you doing? How your day going? You know, you been doing good? You straight? You need anything? Whoop, whoop. Chop it up. Like, that's your usual conversation. But then, you know, out of the blue, you need a favor. Every time I talk to you, it's not even, hey, how you doing? Hey, cat. Hey, dog. It's
just, and see, that's the thing.
That's wrong.
Well, listen, no. Let me tell y'all too. Then, if that's the case, then let me tell y'all. Don't start doing something that you know you can't keep up consistently, because if you start telling somebody good morning, you calling good morning and doing this, and then the first time you don't do it, it's a problem, then you're conditioning that person to be expecting that. You know what I'm saying? So if you know that you're not gonna do that, then don't even start off the rip. And then if that person be like, well, why you don't tell me good morning? Don't fall for the trap. Be like, hey, I know I ain't gonna be able to do it every morning. You know what I'm saying? I just tell you when it's convenient and I catch the morning. You know what I'm saying? You got to be able to respect that and not take everything and run the wrong way with it. Like, oh, well, you ain't text me this morning. Why you never text me? You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so now what about this one? I know we might disagree on this one, but I feel like if you're in a relationship and you haven't met any of their friends or family, they are using you.
No, I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that at all. You know, I'm not using you just because you ain't met my family. Like, what the heck? How?
I feel like when you start to care about a person, you start to include a person in your life, they're going to bring you around the people that are important to them.
But how you know? Let me say this. First of all, people don't not bring people around their family because they don't want them to see their family. Hell, some people be ashamed of their family for whatever reason. You know what I'm saying? And you can't say, well, you shouldn't be ashamed of your family. You don't know what these people went through with their family. Some people just not comfortable with bringing people around. You can't hold that. You can't hold that over a person's head about meeting their family. In due time, you will meet. If you stay around long enough, you will eventually meet them and come around friends.
Well, how long should it take, though, for you to meet somebody's family?
They feel like it.
Well, should it be years? You say no limit for that. So,
if you ain't absolutely met nobody, then that's suspicious. But if you met some people,
I'm saying you have
met some people. It's some people. Hell, there's some people that I'm not gonna introduce my lady to in my family. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. Like, I ain't using you if I don't introduce you to my family, though.
All right. What about if they don't go out of their way for you?
Nah, that ain't. I mean, everybody got different ways of thinking. You can't.
So
you can't set these standards and expect people to be abide by, because they probably weren't raised that way or see things the way you see it. So it's kind of like, if they don't go out their way for you, that might not be that they using you. I mean, that's just probably not the way that they were raised.
So I left my lights on in my car, right? And it killed my battery. I left them on. And so I called. It's like, you got to get ready to go to work. I called a friend. And I said, I left my lights on in my car. My car won't start. And I need somebody to jump it off for me, kind of thing. And they were like, well, I'm going to leave home a little early so that I can stop by and jump your car off before we go to work. So I feel like that's a good, I know that's like, that could be reciprocated. I would do anything for that friend because they were willing to go out of their way for me. So what if they're not willing to go out of their way for you?
I mean, it depends on the circle. It depends on the situation that they need to go out their way for me. You know, if it's something minor and something that I can handle, I probably won't trip because at the end of the day, I'll be like, well, I could have did that. But if it's an emergency and I'm stranded, or like you say, your battery was dead and I'm stranded somewhere, and depending on now, you still got to be considerate of another person's time too and what they got going on. You can't expect a person to drop everything and just come. You know what I'm saying? So
I'm that friend though. Like I'm not gonna lie, I am that friend.
I know I'm that.
I'm on the way.
I'm that friend too, but for real, like let's just say with my job, if I'm doing a roadside assistant job or I'm, doing whatever, and I can't come, then I'm gonna just be 100 with you and be like, hey, I can't make it. You know what I'm saying? But is it anything that I can do from here? Do you need me to get in touch with somebody? Do I need to call somebody? I mean, or hey, call the tow truck. Do you got the money to pay for it? I'll shoot you the money and cash app it to you or something. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna try to help you in any form and fashion that I can, but if I can't be there physically, I'm gonna try to do what I can, you know what I'm saying, to assist you.
So that's a good point. They don't leave you hanging. They try to help. They don't leave you hanging.
Yeah, if a person be like, nah, man, I ain't got it. What I'm gonna do, man? I don't know what to tell you. Then that type of person, if they ain't trying to help you find no solution, then you need to go and get them up out of you being used. You know what I'm saying? You need to treat them the same way when they ask for something. That's how you do that. Don't get mad. Hey, just get even.
All right. So what if you're in a relationship and they won't talk about commitment? Are you being used?
No.
I feel like
people since I keep telling you this, you cannot put this type of standard on a person. If just because they're not talking about commitment don't mean that they don't want to. Some people are scared of commitment. You know what I'm saying? And then some people definition of commitment is different. You know what I'm saying? So you can't you're not being used just because first of all, what if the relationship going good and the person ain't talking about commitment? Y'all doing everything for each other. He helping out, she's helping out, and commitment hadn't came up. How you gonna feel used? Just because
I feel like if it comes up and they avoid it, but if it comes up and the person's being direct, like I'm not ready for commitment right now. Like I just wanna, I like where we are, but I'm just not ready to like really just be in a serious place where I feel like I have to be confined to this. I feel like respect that, but for those people like, ooh, you say, hey, I want to talk about the standard of our relationship. I got a roll call. I gotta go. They avoid it.
Man, listen. I mean, now. I do advise everybody to be honest. If you ain't ready for the commitment, then be honest. But then a lot of people, I seen this meme on Instagram. You know what I'm saying? Somebody asked like, why do people lie? Well, the question was, why do men lie? And the answer to that was because we're afraid of y'all reaction to the truth. And that's real. Like a lot of people not gonna tell you the truth off the rip because they're afraid of your reaction to it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's why people lie. It ain't because they want to or that's just what they do. People are afraid of your reaction, especially if you already showed them that you'll react bad to a small situation. Yeah, they gonna lie to you because they're afraid of your reaction to it.
So if you feel like you're giving more than you're receiving.
Hey, you should post what Toy said. Commitment, like marriage, freaks me out. Like and when everybody talking about commitment, that's first of all, that's what they talking about. And a lot of people get freaked. A lot of people get scared, especially men. When women start talking about commitment, the first thing pop up in the man head, engagement, marriage, and that
sometimes the woman just wants to know that y'all are exclusive.
But I'm saying that's what when the word commitment comes up, that's what a man is thinking off the real. It's she want to get married. That's what they gonna say. That's what we thinking. And in a lot of women here, commitment does mean moving forward and getting engaged and getting married.
Well, I mean, I think it depends on the people, but honestly, I don't want to be in a situation where I'm giving more of myself and I don't feel like I'm being taken care of as well. I just don't. I don't prefer that. I would feel like I'm being used, and usually I'm gonna exit stage left.
Well, a lot of people will say, well, it's been, when the word commitment come up, or it got to be some time involved. And a lot of people start throwing that word around when there's some time involved. And I can understand how one would be like, oh, well, you haven't committed me. I feel like you use me for, you use me. It's like we married and you're using me. You getting all the things that come with being married. You getting it from me, and we're not married, and you're not committed to me. So I kind of feel it, but still though, you can't say a person is using you just because commitment hasn't came up, or they avoid it, because like I say, a lot of people are scared of commitment. And when you start throwing that word around, you know what I'm saying, people have different meanings for it. So it's like commitment, oh, I gotta marry you now, or commitment, you just dealing with me. You see what I'm saying? Like, you gotta make that clear what you mean when you say that. Don't just say, why haven't you committed to me? Because that's the first, and a lot of women have that issue. They'll ask a man, like, why haven't you committed to me? And then they don't know what to say, because they be like, well, what do you mean? Like, why haven't I asked you to get married, or why haven't I married you? You know what I'm saying? It's like they don't know, so it's kind of hard to answer the question. They freeze up, like, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, so you gotta let that person be aware of what you asking them. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, really be direct.
Okay, so we got to be direct. And I just think, make sure that the situation, the relationship that you're in is appeasing to you. Make sure that you're getting what you want to. Don't put your desires on the back burner.
And if you're not getting what you want, please voice that to that person in a way where y'all can kind of work it out. Don't just pour it all on them at one time and let it build up and open the bottle, and you pour it and you just let it pour. Nah, you need to address the issue when it's a problem right then and there. Don't let it build up and then you just bombarding somebody with, well, you did this and you did that and you didn't do this. Like, nah, that ain't the way to handle it.
Yeah, when it happens, hey, can we talk about such and such? Yeah. So what do you want to lead the people with tonight?
Man, listen, I just want to lead the people with, y'all just be considerate of the person that you're dating. Don't be holding these expectations over people's head, because at the end of the day, 9 times out of 10, you're gonna be upset at the end of the day. So don't have these questions in here, like my sis pointed up here saying, commitment and stuff like that. If they don't come up, somebody using you, y'all don't be quick to jump to the conclusion. You know what I'm saying? Like, just feel things out and be direct, and you know what I'm saying, address issues when they come up. You know what I'm saying? Don't wait and try to pour it all out at one time, because that's when it's gonna become a real issue. You can't address multiple problems at one time. So address them as they come.
And I am going to say, express yourself, and you only get one life. It is okay to make yourself a priority. All right, spare no expense on yourself. That is what I want to lead the people with. So, and on that note, the 80s Babies conversation has been real. If you are on, hit the like and subscribe button. And if the spirit is, if you enjoyed this conversation, share it.
Please share. And I'm gonna go out on a limb and say, even if you didn't enjoy it, share it anyway. All publicity is good publicity.
Yeah, and that ain't even publicity. That's just support. If you enjoyed the conversation, support.
Let me say that all support is good support.
Yeah. So good night, y'all. We love y'all. Be safe. Stay prayed up. Stay healthy.
For sure.
Good night.